don't want to take away our conversation from the regeneration of frog, but I do have a question about whether or not it's okay for an elephant to be in a zoo.
Well, are you pro zoos?
I'm pro cities, and we live in fucking cities. I understand what a cubicle is, so yeah, in a sense, I understand the concept of pro zoos. I guess it's a situation. There's probably shitty zoos. Definitely, there's probably shitty habitats for them to live on as well.
You're trapped in your cubicle. That's the argument.
We
go to it. We have.
I go to the zoo every day. For
yeah.
8 hours a day.
Then, and the other.
Is there a better life for them though? I mean, if you're born we're born in captivity. Oh yeah. I don't want to be in the wild. There's shows about people who go to the wild for like 7 days and survive and then come back. I mean, if we put the if there was some sort of way to prove that an elephant has a better lifestyle in this awesome zoo versus this shitty, but I mean maybe the
you have a choice. The world's a little bit crazier, and you could be born and live in your cubicle, or you could risk having life out in the world.
Describe cubicle.
The equivalent of a makeshift habitat.
Warehouse building. That could be cool. So am I like Truman Show? He can't leave his little bubble. And let's just say Truman Show because I'm hearing your point right now, and I'm arguing for your point because in Truman Show he didn't have just a cubicle. He had a cubicle.
Well,
but he was
a city.
Exactly. He had a fucking city and a lake in it. Everything was built for him.
Elephant doesn't have a city. He's got a box. Like the monkeys or something.
I guess it depends on
the whole city. Well, it's never going to be big enough to. I mean, I'm not against zoos, but. If you're going to look into it as far as the animals are concerned, do you guys see Blackfish with the whales?
No, I heard about it though.
Whales are the only...
I'm totally against...
Germany or somewhere said that they're the only non-conscious humans, non-conscious persons, so they're considering it a person, just they can't talk. And they say they're going insane because they're like a 20 by 30 enclosure, which makes sense when they're 10 feet long, but now they're 30 feet long.
And I hear they go insane. But they can thrive in the ocean. There's tons of fucking food in the ocean. Other than the food that we take from the ocean. All the fish and stuff. And I hear that's an issue. But I just don't know about other places where elephants could live. I'm not aware of all the habitats, the free land that we haven't taken from the elephants. So there's just a wild elephant just whipping around out there. He's having a great time because there's tons of food. Do they eat vegetables? Yeah,
they're not extinct, so they're doing well.
They're not great. I don't know.
Elephants are a problem in Africa, like for villages and stuff.
And you can't...
Good, fucking put them in a zoo.
You argue the zoo, the arguments would be like, oh, kids can see it because they'll never make it to the outside. But you can't really ethically, not the ethics, but can't say that a zoo life would be better than real life. There'd be a little bit of danger, but throwing around herds, I don't know. Discovery Channel makes it look pretty sweet.
You didn't read Life of Pi, but maybe you saw the movie. There was an argument that they said in there that we feed these animals, we keep these animals alive, we do stuff for the animals, otherwise the animals would have died out in the natural habitat. So there was some sort of argument that this animal will live a lot longer and maybe a lot happier given its treatment and everything. Yeah, it doesn't have enough room to move around, but do we all really need a lot of room to move
But
around?
imagine one day you went to work and then you had to stay in that room. You couldn't leave.
And the walls turn into glass and people just come, other things you've never seen just come up and look at
someone come and feed you and
sort of comes there. Back, and I'll explain why sort of come back to the reason of first world problems. For me, what's the stat?
First world problems.
No, hold on.
We're in a zoo. First world problems element.
For me, in this first world, where I wouldn't want to live in a cubicle, of course, because I'm aware of a world that has a lot more options. Go to a starving kid in Africa and say, hey, kid in Africa, you can come to Canada, but you can stay in a zoo, or you can just stay in here. We're gonna feed the fuck out of you over there, and we're gonna do all this other stuff. And literally, where do elephants come from? Africa. So, dear kid in Africa, do you want to live in this zoo so we can look at you, but you will have food and you'll live a long time?
What is freedom worth to you? That's the question.
Or are they free right now? I mean, if you're in a shitty war-torn area, if you're born into this shitty society, maybe this is a separate point. But there's we have running water. That's awesome. There's most of the world doesn't have running water. Do I know the stats? Absolutely not. I heard it's half the world doesn't have running water. And clean running water, if I'm thirsty, I just go to the fucking sink and get some water. Or if I really want to get fancy, I'll go Brita. Or get some fucking Evian bottles from the store. Most people don't have clean water to live in. So yeah, we have a cool world right now because we're looking at our own picture and our own friends, and we can fathom this. But if you look at most of the world that lives in India and slums and shitty situations and sex slaves and trafficking, the world's not a phenomenal place when there's so many people. I think a lot of these people would love to have the. And you know how many elephants get sex trafficked? Probably not a lot. I'm just saying that there is another argument to say, yeah, it's kind of like if the elephants are in a shitty zone, then maybe the zoo's better for them. And if they're not in a shitty zone, then of course, whatever's best for the elephant, let's make sure the elephant has the best life possible.
Yeah,
also, everyone on the world, it would be good for them to have a good life as well.
Isn't it like the Amish? Like they live in their zoo, like it's sort of rude, but and then they get let go, and if they come back, oh, Amish life is pretty good. I wonder what the stats are of them at least staying away.
Yeah. Don't they get like they're 18 and then they get a year off where they can just fucking do drugs?